So yes, I suppose I could talk a little bit about the music in this thing. Um, I have never liked Sandler's songs. Not one of them. I know that a lot of people really like the Hanukkah song that he wrote, and honestly, you know, it's. I'm surprised that that song didn't make it into this movie, at least over the credits or something. But I just like in this song, you can that this is where the jokes really started to degenerate. I think this is about where Adam Sandler was running out of jokes, was running out of ideas, because these the jokes in this song just absolutely out of nowhere. They're just like Entropy says, they're not funny. They're just random. But yeah, I'm saying, and so a lot of people like the Hanukkah song. Personal preference, maybe I don't really think it's all that funny. The only song that I ever kind of liked was the one from Saturday Night Live, the cafeteria lady song, "A sloppy Joe, a sloppy Joe," and I don't even like that because of the song. I like it because of Chris Farley interpretive dancing with the food in the background, and so it can't even really be said that I kind of liked that song because it wasn't the song that I liked about that. It was Chris Farley, and I mean, honestly, who doesn't like Chris Farley? But the man was, a genius of physical comedy. I'm digressing here, and um, I don't really go too much into Whitey's sister at all, Eleanor. But the the movie kind of treats her the same way that it treats Whitey. I cut this out of the montage just because I didn't want it to take forever. But she has the same seizures that Whitey does, because apparently seizures are hilarious. And she she doesn't have a whole lot of character beyond she's weird and she has an annoying voice, and you'll see her hair constantly changes, because she has the different wigs, and so she's kind of just a collection of sight gags, um, which are not funny. And I kind of glazed over this backstory a little bit too, and it's not the worst backstory I've ever heard. I kind of understand, a kid sort of shutting down, if he finds out his, parents are killed. But honestly, I don't think, it's a horrible thing to happen to anyone, especially a kid. But, and I honestly do kind of agree a little bit with Davey here that it's not really any of their business. But, his whole problem, the reason he's such a jackhat, it stems from the fact that he never allowed himself to grieve for his parents. He just decided to become angry and shut everyone out instead. And it's really not a horrible character motivation, but it's not nearly enough to make us sympathize with him. And just that's the problem. It's just you never like this protagonist. And that's a big, big problem. And uh, this this whole scene was pretty weird, needless to say. Like at the end of it, basically, all these hallucinations. Basically, that they show him his parents, Hanukkah card, and he just he has his cry, and there was actually a bit of lead up to this joke. It didn't quite come out of nowhere the way I think I might have ended up portraying it here. The joke that the mayor tells. Basically, he goes into a little bit of backstory about, I was really busy working at the hardware store this year, and I know I usually open with a joke, but I couldn't really think of one, but on the way I thought of this one. And they say at the end of it, at the end of this whole montage of people cracking up hysterically, that um, nobody really got the joke or thought it was funny, but they laughed at it anyway because they want to kiss up to the mayor. But this, like I said, this whole this scene is very indicative of the randomness and the unpleasantness that comes at the end of this movie. And this, upcoming, is the woman with three breasts, and there's a cowboy in the room, and this stuff is funny, right? Come on, please tell me it's funny, guys. I don't know, just, and honestly, this song has been stuck in my head since I first started reviewing this. I've had the song "Bum Biddy Bum" stuck in my head because it invades your brain and just in almost a DuckTalesian kind of way. But okay, what is that? What the boobs swaying back and forth like like the little metal balls on the strings that people have in their offices? I don't get this movie. The ending of this is a real disappointment to me because this movie, it really botches up its own ending. Because, like I said, you actually do care about Whitey in this movie. You sympathize with him, you feel bad for him. And almost to the fact that he's almost kind of the protagonist of the movie, because he's the one the audience relates to and feels bad for and all that. But they really botch up the ending. But, this whole moment where Dave, kind of confronts Whitey and apologizes for being such a a jerk to him, could have been really nice. But then they throw in, all these random jokes, like, it keeps immediately taking you out of the drama of the scene. Like they have their hugging moment, and then it's really sweet and nice, and then Whitey says something about, like, if my imaginary wife and I ever have a son, I hope he's like you. And that takes you right out of the scene. The moment where he's getting all the patches could have been really, really nice and really a great triumphant moment. But then the woman with three breasts, she has three patches, one on each breast, and she tears them off and throws them down to Whitey. And that takes you right out of that moment. And then... Whitey kind of gets his final dramatic moment, and you almost are enjoying it, and you're almost really, really happy and emotionally moved, and then he falls down and has the seizure, and he yells out, "This is the happiest seizure of my life." And honestly, this scene really, it almost, this is the only scene that really, really took me into the movie. And I couldn't make fun of it. And certainly Entropy wouldn't have been willing to make fun of it. So, it's just, this whole movie is just horribly misguided. And that's really all I can say about it, is that this movie never... And like I said, that moment right there, they're getting together, and it's almost a nice moment, and then the woman with three breasts again, like, that woman single-handedly ruins about 6 or 7 dramatic moments in this movie, single-handedly, and it's just awful. It's so bad. This is one of the more unpleasant movies I've ever watched. And I don't know, like I said, the whole movie's pointless. The whole movie's random. And that's really all there is to it. I hope you guys liked seeing Entropy do a review. I kind of had fun with it. And these advertisements after the credits for my t-shirt store, I don't know how you guys feel about that. For me, it's just, I like being creative, and one of the things I like to do is t-shirt designs, and I want to... I mean, I would like to sell shirts. It's not so much even about selling them as it is creating them and putting them out there. But if you guys haven't checked out the store, I'll put a link in the doobly-doo for you to check it out. Even if I'm not even asking you to buy anything, but I just I kind of like you to take a look and maybe get some feedback on what you guys think of the shirts, and might be nice. Well, that's about it. I gotta go. Talk to you later. Bye.